Hello out there, I'm Geronimo, and welcome back to GregTech New Horizons. This is a big one, episode 10, and it's time to go bigger than ever. Stick around till the end, things are about to get pretty crazy. Hit the subscribe button if you're as excited as I am, and don't forget to let me know what you think in the comments. Let's do this. Last time we were together, Captain Lifenyall over here said if we show our true power, there's goodies in it for us. We started down the road of mastering Earth's energy, and managed to get our hands on some high-tier glass that we can use to encase a brand new battery. I'd say we're ready to demonstrate our power. What do you think? So here's the plan. We'll burn our high-octane gasoline in a brand new set of multi-block combustion generators, send all the power to a Labratronic supercapacitor, and level up our power output to 64 amps of IV. That'll show Danny Boy we mean business. You might be asking yourself where we're going to put all this. And that's a fair point. I think we all know what that means. Let's build! Well, alright then. This should do the trick. I really love how it came together. This should give us plenty of room for all the things we need to get centralized power going, plus leave some room to scale it up even more when we need to. Soon. I want everything to feel interconnected, almost like a maze as you walk through, and I think we're starting to pull that off. Okay, let's get into some specifics for this power plant. Like most things in GTNH, it isn't quite as easy as just plugging everything in. Since we have boatloads of high-octane gasoline and huge production capacity backing it up, we can go with the extreme combustion generator. Each one takes a bunch of tungsten steel, but we've had it cooking since before Halfdan piped up with his mysterious quest, so we're set. Let's start with 6. Each one produces about 11,000 EU per tick with just high-octane gasoline, but like most engines, it also needs a steady supply of lubricant to keep the pistons moving. If we go the extra mile and boost the production with liquid oxygen, they'll produce 4 amps of IV power apiece. We should do that, huh? Yes, let's. That's going to take a lot of machines. We'll talk about those in a minute. Before we make them, we need to sort out a couple of things, and you'll never guess where we're starting. Circuits. The auto-crafting system is working like a charm, but if I'm never disappointed by a tantalum vein that spawns right on top of a lava lake again, it'll be too soon. Once again, our investments into magic are going to pay off. With a few Apimancer's drains, we can get the tantalum dupe rolling again, only this time, infinitely. With an alchemical construct, a few aspects, a few alvearies, a hungry chest, and a bit of piping, we'll be in business. Let me just figure out these darn pipes again. Okay, the pipes are good. We just need our princesses in, with some friends, and you go forever. And there we have it. Nothing's happening. Right, I had one job. Absolutely glorious. Perpetual bliss. It's finally time to talk machines. Here's what we need. 6 extreme combustion generators, 6 IV buffered dynamo hatches, 1 Lapotronic supercapacitor, 9 IV supercapacitor casings, 1 64 amp IV dynamo hatch, 1 64 amp IV energy hatch, 2 multi-block centrifuges, 8 vacuum freezers, 12 EV energy hatches, 12 EV combustion generators, 1 industrial coke oven, 1 distillation tower, 1 LV crop manager, and 1 LV combustion generator. That's gonna take a lot of circuits. You can see why we did the tantalum first, eh? Are you ready for progress? Okay, quick pit stop here, because we've hit a few bottlenecks. First, we're waiting on an IV mixer to make more superconductor IV wire. We're gonna need a lot of this, enough that it's worth using all the indium we have. Which reminds me, we need more indium. Another thing on the list is these 180K sodium potassium coolant cells. Something that'll be pretty trivial after we automate cone processing, but that for now has to be hand loaded. Have I mentioned that the salt bee is ridiculously good? Next, a little blast from the past. The clean room needs IV power. This thing has been dormant for quite a while, but we suddenly need a cutting machine at IV, and it'll be much easier to upgrade the multi-block after we centralize power. Wait, did Halfdan know? We need the cutting machine for the IV dynamo hatches, which among other things needs high power ICs, which require indium gallium phosphide, and luckily I just use all of my indium reserves on the IV superconductor wire. And unlike every other resource we need in bulk, we can't just get Galena or sphalerite without plopping down a miner. Our multi-block miners are on the case in the nether, along with some single block miners here in the twilight. Making the indium dust absolutely eats through aluminum, and everything else for the power generation setup is going to gobble down resources too. Boy, I can't wait to automate cone production. In the meantime, we've added a couple of useful things. For one, we have this multi-block alloy smelter, the Zengen. Not only will this speed up circuit production by making electrum 20 times faster, we can bulk produce tantalum ingots from the nugget supply. Which, by the way, has already come in handy because even before starting the crafts for power, we've gone through everything we had stored up. And then there's this, the alloy blast smelter. It's been around for a while, but previously we were loading it up by hand. Sort of an awkward one to automate. It produces fluids, but since the amount it produces doesn't always add up to whole ingots, you can't just fluid solidify straight from the output. So, after rearranging our storage drives a little bit, we now have fluid storage disks to hold the excess fluids. All the bulk fluids are still in tanks, but these disks hold the excess nitinol and nickel and whatever else. Very handy. Alright, hundreds of recipes encoded, new machines and capabilities, and the promise of ultimate power from an ancient god. It's now or never. Time for progress. Woo! What a beastly effort. And we don't want all that stuff to go to waste either. So this control circuit will make sure the combustion engines only run when the supercapacitor is low on juice. The wiring had to go underneath. These multi-blocks are particular about things blocking the air intake, but this should work perfectly. Thanks once again to Volans for sorting me out on how to get the RS latch working with the supercapacitor. What a legend. All we need to do now is flip the switch. Here we go. Now, let's see how much power we're getting. Okay, still warming up. Okay, here we go. 100,000, nice. 150? Is it done? 194,000 EU per tick. That's the power of high-tier combustion. While we wait for word from Halfdan, we might as well keep busy, right? We've got enough power to do some serious work, and we're fresh out on most of the metals. It's finally time for cone processing. But once again, we need somewhere for it to go. 2-in-1 episode? Don't mind if I do. Let's build. Whoa, I am so pumped at how the city is coming together. I know this was a shorter one, but a lot of love went into this episode. If you're loving it too, let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. We've got an epic cityscape, complete with centralized power, enough runway with EU production for some serious infrastructure upgrades. Something tells me we'll hear from old Danny Boy before too long as well. If what we just did isn't true power, I don't know what is. I guess we'll find out next time. See you then. And hey, stay positive out there.